What's going on, guys? I want to talk to you guys so quick. I want to talk to you guys real quick, so quick, about a term that I used to hear people say all the time. And it's really an indirect insult. When someone tells you this, they're really saying that you're a loser and you're an outcast and a reject. Um, when someone tells you, hey, man, just be yourself, man. Um, and just be yourself. This is a quote that, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard, but it's really an insult. When someone tell you just be yourself, what they're really implying is that you're a loser and an outcast and a reject. You know, it's really an indirect insult. That's all it is. When someone tell you, hey, bro, just be yourself when it comes to the women, when you'll get a woman, it's really an indirect insult. It's really an indirect way of saying you're not good enough and you're a failure. That's all it is. Um, People have all kind of uh, they have all kind of uh, low key shots and low key insults that they like to utter out of their mouth. Um, that's why I say you have to be smart and you have to be able to interpret what people are telling you when they tell you certain things. Um, I don't care what nobody say. Looks is everything in this life. The way you look is gonna shape everything in life. You know, um, even if you have a lack of social skills come from being a desirable individual in the first place. If you're a person who's deemed as unattractive, you're not gonna be given a social platform anyway if people feel that you're not an attractive person. So, I mean, some people don't have good social skills because they've been excluded from society anyway. And when you've been excluded from society, I mean, you have every reason to have bad social skills because you can get away with not having good social skills if you're a good looking person, because people will invite you into their social circles and people will be receptive towards you. You know, people are not going to be receptive to you if they don't like your appearance, point blank, period. So what I had to understand is when people tell you to be yourself, that's an insult. What they're really saying is that you're not good enough and you're a failure. That's what they're really telling you. And when you say certain things to people and they say, you know what, I'm not going to entertain negativity, that's just a way to shut you down because they don't want to hear the truth. Because my mother used to do me like that. Say, I'm not going to entertain negativity. Yeah, you don't want to entertain the truth because you know what I'm saying hold weight and you don't want to hear it. I see through all the BS tactics that people use. I see through it all. That's why I'm not trying to hear what nobody got to say. And I advise you guys not to listen to what nobody got to say. You know, being yourself don't have anything to do with nothing. That's just the insult that people like to use. I mean, if people feel that you're a bad looking person, and if people already have a negative perception of you, you can go about your life, you can do your thing, do what make you happy, and you'll still get ridiculed because people don't like the way you look. So this whole idea about being yourself is BS. It's all BS, man. This world, and I wish I could have known this early, man. You know, with a lot of guys, especially men who are desired by women, they'll tell you, hey, bro, when it comes to the ladies, be yourself. But what they're not going to tell you is that, hey, bro, you just not good enough. You just ain't got the right looks, man. You ain't going to be able to pull no ladies, man. You just ain't got the right genetics. You don't look good enough to pull none of these baddies, you know? So you might as well just give up on yourself. See, a lot of men who are desired by women, they ain't going to be real with you and tell you that. They going to sit up there and tell you just be yourself, which is BS. And I'm so glad that I never bought into that foolishness. when people tell you just be yourself, because it's all lies. But one thing I had to understand about most people like lies. They like things that cater to their weak, pathetic emotions, especially Christian folk. This is a disgusting society that we live in. It really is. And some guys, and people know this deep down, people know that there are some guys that just didn't make the cut, unfortunately. When it comes to this whole dating scene, some guys just didn't make the cut. And I used to believe that saying, oh, just be yourself. And another thing I want to say real quick. One thing I had to learn too, and I advise you guys to do the same. When you talk about certain things, you really want to talk to people who can relate to your same circumstance. One thing I had to learn in life, never cast your pearls amongst swine, meaning don't talk about certain issues with people who are not in your same position. Because one thing I had to learn is that if you get around certain people and you talk about certain things, it's going to set you up for failure. It's going to set you up to be judged, bullied, ridiculed, wrote off, all of that. I had to learn in life, you can't even talk about certain things with certain people. If a person haven't been in your position, if they haven't weathered the storm, you can't talk about certain things with certain people because they're just not going to understand. And that's what I mean by casting your pearls amongst swine. You just can't do it. And I just know that people just like to lie to people. I've come full circle, and I understand that in this world, this society, people just like lying to people. People like selling people dreams. People like giving people false hope. But I'm not here to give anyone false hope. I feel like when you see the odds are not in your favor, it's best to just not even try anymore and just go about your life and just do you. That's the best thing to do, because why would you give false hope in a dream to somebody that you see is at a deficit? You see they're not in the best position. You see that the odds are not in their favor. Why lie to certain men, telling them to be themselves? Why not just tell these men to give up? Because I feel that would be better. Rather than tell these men to continue to try, why not tell these men to give up? I mean, why not just tell these men to just go about their life, do their thing, do what make them happy, and that's that. End of story. But people just like lying to folks. That's one thing I had to understand about most people in this world. People like lies. People don't want to just be real with folks. I guess the truth is just not popular. But what about the old saying that, they used to say back in the day, honesty is the best policy. Whatever happened to those type of morals, but, unfortunately, this is what humanity has come to. So don't listen to people when they tell you just be yourself. Just know that, that's an indirect insult. But you guys have a good one. Talk to you later.